Welcome to Mind Over Chatter. I am Cynthia Demos alongside Dr. Howard Pratt, an amazing psychiatrist we know and love and we talk to all the time. And we really know and love him because he's doing a great job in an area where there is a shortage of psychiatrists, a shortage of mental health professionals.
Yes.
And it is at a time where the stigma is being dropped. That's why we like to do this show, so people talk about stuff. And I always say everyone's a little bit crazy. I can say that because I'm not in the medical field, but I can say everyone's a little bit crazy. It's okay. What's your ailment? Let's fix it. So there aren't enough people around to fix it. And the question is, why? What's going on? We need more psychiatrists. We need more therapists. What's happening?
There's been a huge shortage for a long time.
Yeah.
We talk about it now just because we're talking about psychiatry. We're talking about mental health a lot more openly. But something that I like to keep in mind is that just because we're talking about something doesn't mean like we personally think, okay, we need to address mental health. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people that it's kind of like, oh, well, yeah, that's the rest of the world. But
why aren't people going into this field? Are they not interested? Are you getting sued? Are you like, what's happening?
No. You know what? I'll just say it. You say like, you don't say that. I say people are crazy all the time.
Okay.
I'm one of them. So if you're the type of person that goes into, psychiatry, you're probably a little bit different.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like a calling.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Okay. And it's knock at the door.
Yeah, it's one of those things where either
let me ask you this. When you were in school, in medical school, at what point were you like, oh, I'm either going to deliver babies or be a psychiatrist? Like what point did you decide you were going the mental health route?
At one point that I was bored.
Bored with everything else?
So there's a phrase a lot of people don't like, and it's called cookbook medicine, where you get this lab, you do this. Person comes in with this sign, you do that, which to me is just, I don't know, I got really, really bored with it. Then, I ended up doing my psychiatry rotation, and it was more active thinking.
Okay.
And that's part of why I like it. I actually love it. So, but there's a lot of people that don't like that. And, the shortage is getting worse and worse. There's a lot of psychiatrists that are older that are retiring.
Right, and it says here the Association of American Medical Colleges projects a shortage of 21,000 psychiatrists by 2030.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a shortage of 20. So how do we handle that?
There's a few ways that we're handling it. So we have nurse practitioners in psychiatry. We have PAs that are in psychiatry. But, we're not, it takes way too long to make a psychiatrist. It really does.
What do you think about, and this is going a little off topic, but kind of on it, it seems like there's something out there that's replaced a lot of things. AI. And people are using it. I've done it. I've gone to ChatGPT and I'm like, I'm feeling kind of like this. And honestly, I thought the nuggets that I got back were pretty solid. It was like something my mom would say.
Yeah.
Right?
So,
like, have you had enough water today? Why don't you go for a walk?
Well, I look at, there's a lot of different people in this space that are looking at AI as a solution for the whole mental health burden. Some of them are decent. Others just kind of suck, honestly. But, there's a lot of room for improvement, and I think we're getting towards that. But there's something about just the human element that you can't replace.
But let me ask you this. With AI, obviously, there's no harm in asking ChatGPT about, I'm sad. I've been feeling sad lately. When you maybe would never, ever, ever have said it or typed it up. What about just the fact that you could put the words, I'm so sad all the time, and you could actually tell someone, even if it's AI. Isn't that a little cathartic?
It is. The only thing is that a lot of people that are dealing with psychiatric illness don't know that they are.
Okay. So that I guess what you're saying is, for the little, I'm feeling sad, or my son got bullied at school, or the kind of the things that happen to everyone all the time.
Yeah.
That maybe AI is helpful because it's going to pull the bullet points like your mom would. But when it's a serious situation, then
Yes.
that's where you go down the rabbit hole.
Well, yeah, and I think
Okay.
the thing about it is that you're talking about a person that has a lot of insight
Right.
to know that, hey, I'm not feeling good, enough to ask ChatGPT. But the thing is, most people don't have that. Most people come in very confused. I mean, it's like, I have a lot of people that come to me and they're like, I can't sleep. And, I went to my doctor and, I don't snore. And they're said, oh, well, you need to go talk to the psychiatrist. And you ask them, well, tell me, like, a question I love to ask is, when you get in bed, the TV's off, the lights are off, but you haven't fallen asleep, what are you thinking about? And that is probably the one time a day that the people are completely alone with their thoughts.
Right.
And that's when you get like, well, I think about like, the next day, and I kind of worry about this, or I think about things that happened 10 years ago that I still think about over and over again. And it's like, well, do you think that's like, okay? Like, when did you start doing that? So I don't think that it's going to be a cure-all. I think it's going to help relieve the burden, but I think it still has a lot to go.
Definitely. So we got a little off topic because
Yeah,
we're
we
talking
really
about
did.
the shortage of psychiatrists. So what needs to be done? I mean, do we need campaigns saying, want to be a mental health professional? Let's go to your local college.
Well, yeah, I mean, we do. But, part of what we need to do is not, and I'm careful how I say this, you can't go in because, oh, I have a mental health diagnosis. I think that this is the best place for me to be. Now, it could be a good thing, but it could also be a really bad thing. So you can't go into any field or dedicate that much time without the consideration of, well, first, your own mental health, because, talking to people all day that are depressed, that are anxious, maybe suicidal, that's going to wear on you. It absolutely will.
What needs to change at the policy level?
Access. It's about access. The thing about it is, like, I prefer people not to need me. I prefer that it starts with like therapy. Unfortunately, that is one of those things where there's not a lot of access to.
Is this something that needs to be put in the school curriculum, like the mental health moment? You have assembly in the morning, or you have flag in the morning. Would it behoove the child and everybody else in the world to do the 15 minutes of mental health? Like, this is how you meditate, right? I mean, I didn't learn how to meditate in school. Nobody does. And maybe you do that for a couple of weeks. This is, if you go to bed at night and you're feeling, this way, maybe try this. So like that kind of just like a 10-minute.
Well, I think it will be helpful. The only issue is that, it all depends on parents. So if I don't want my child being talked to about their mental health by someone else, I may be against it. Or let's say that I'm a parent that I don't believe in depression, and there's a lot of people out there.
But when we say policy and we talk about the school system, is it something that we put, the public school system has people come in and say they don't do drugs and, like don't drink and drive. And, there's all these campaign messages out there. Is it time for the mental health component to be part of the curriculum at schools?
Yeah, probably 10, 20 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially if there's such a shortage of help.
Yeah, a lot of times we're reactive instead of proactive, especially when it comes to kids. But the dangerous thing about it is that we're even worse when it comes to adults ourselves. And if you want to talk about the worst thing for a child is having like a parent that has mental illness that they will not address, you're passing down really, really bad habits, bad tools, and it can kind of be a self-fulfilling cycle. Yeah. All
right. Any other questions? We'll let our producer chime in. Alex is going for the microphone. Anything else that you want to add, or any questions that you have?
No, I think you guys covered it really well. I personally am really interested in the whole AI revolution. I know that it's hard for people to think that a machine or a robot could take the place of a human being that's been studying this for years. But But it's an interesting concept in my opinion, because
Right.
your biggest point was like access,
Right.
Yeah.
So like there's 9 billion people on the on the globe. Like how much help could that be
Right.
for people, overall,
Yeah.
even if
Well, I
even
guess,
if it might be to the detriment of human psychiatrists, but that's an interesting
Right.
concept to ponder.
right. I guess
Yeah.
it depends though if you have, severe mental
Yeah,
illnesses. Well, maybe, and I don't know, maybe ChatGPT would tell you need to go talk to a professional.
Yeah,
Wonder.
I say
Let's
that
try that.
jokingly. I'm not afraid that
That your job will be taken.
Yeah, no, my concern is that it has to be like something that's good. Right now, we're at this point where it's like things are okay, but if somebody says indirectly that I'm suicidal,
Right.
how does that pick that up?
Well, I don't know.
You know,
Let's see. Should we see?
Oh boy.
Oh
Let's
boy.
see.
Let's see.
I'm really
Let's
curious
give it-
about this.
Okay.
While you're pulling that up, a story that I've seen, which is kind of a counterpoint, is that there are children that are interacting with AI, but there's terribly negative effects because they're thinking that they're in love with the AI, or they're taking advice
Yes.
from a robot that really doesn't understand. It thinks it does, or it seems like it does, but kids have committed suicide, or they've done things that have been really detrimental to their health on the advice of AI. So,
Wow,
I think it's an interesting thing to keep in mind also, is like it's not perfect by any stretch, and that there's a lot that goes into diagnosing and helping somebody with mental problems as small or as severe as they could be.
Okay. Here's what it says. I said, I'm feeling suicidal. What should I do?
Let's see.
I'm really sorry you're feeling that way. You're not alone. This is ChatGPT. And there are people who care about you and want to help you. Please consider reaching out to a mental health professional or crisis service right now. If you're in the United States, you can call or text 988 to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. They're available 24/7 for free, and it's confidential. If you're outside the U.S., I can help you find the right number in your country. It might also help to talk to someone you trust, a friend, family member, or counselor. You don't have to go through this alone. Would you like me to help you find resources near you? It's pretty good.
It is.
That's some sound advice.
Oh no, it's sound.
Yeah.
It's. I get concerned when, say, you're
You're not that direct.
you're
Right.
not that direct, or let's say that this is a person that, say, English isn't their first language.
Right. Okay.
Or let's say you're a kid, and like I said, it needs work. I don't think that was a bad response.
No.
But we still have a lot to do.
We do. We do have a
Yeah.
lot to go. A long way to go. The debate continues on AI acting as a therapist, but what we do know is that there is a shortage of therapists, psychiatrists, mental health professionals.
Yeah.
This is a space that really needs help because people really need help, right?
That's very true.
So
Yeah.
the debate continues, but we thank you for joining us. And if you have any questions on that particular topic or anything else you would like us to discuss, please let us know and we will chat about it right here.